I hereby present to you a solution that can be used for management of school fees, collection of school fees, and some basic reports like maybe a list of students with school fees balances and other items. This solution is called the IAM School Manager. And of course, currently, as I said, has got only the component of the module for managing school fees. So I'll just go through some functionalities of the system so that you can appreciate what the system is able to do, and maybe your institution may need such a solution. So it will need a username and password. I'm logging in here, and when I log in, I'll be presented with this. And before we start anything, if it's an institution, we've just made some installation of the program, you need to come here and come up with some or provide some settings. The first one is database location. By default, our database location is 0. So this one is local to this machine, is part of this application. But for institutions that may want to have 2-3 computers connected on the network and use this application on those 3 computers, maybe a computer of the bursar, a computer of the headmaster, and a computer of another one who may need to have access of the school fees records or something like that, then we can have all those computers connected and have the database for the application on what computer, and we can connect our application to that computer which has got database. So we can provide that setting here, but by default we just have 0. Apart from that, we need to provide the details of the school. We can provide the name and address and phone number. This is just basic information about the school for this application. Of course, on the same, we have student ID system for the school. Some schools have got student ID, maybe primary private schools, or maybe secondary private schools have got ID. Each student is given a number, a unique number. And other schools may not have that, but maybe they may want to introduce that. So if you don't have a school, a numbering system of your students already, then you can use the auto. But if you already have the numbering system, then you may need to use manual, so that when you are registering your student, then you can manually input the number for that particular student. But if you use auto, it means the system is going to be generating the number for you, and the number will always be IAM then some digits, IAM then some digits. Okay, another setting that we may need to make is a setting of school levels. We may want to provide a school level, and this is a state. We just need to state whether this is for primary school, secondary school, maybe kindergarten, reception, whatever. So you can provide that. Sometimes you can have more than 1 levels, which will be determined by different maybe fees structures that you may want to offer. For a primary school, for example, you can have a junior primary school, which is standard 1 to standard 4, which will have different structure of fees, and standard 5 to standard 8, which may have a different structure of fees. So those may be taken as school levels. Or even if you have another reception, you may have different levels there also. So you can have them listed here as school levels. So it just asks you to provide the name of the school level, then you can save that school level. I've just added one school level, which is secondary. Then we have classes. You can provide classes. For this one, I have only provided Form 1, Form 2, Form 3. But you can provide classes by adding here. So you specify the school level and attach that particular class to that particular level. Then we have the type of students. Is it day schooling, or do we have a combination of a day scholar and a full, maybe a full border? Or you can have any type of categorization of your students, but mostly maybe for secondary schools you may have some students who are day schooling and others who are full boarders. Then you can provide such information here. So you can provide day scholar and the full scholar, because this also will also affect the structure of their fees. So use this button to do. For now, I'm making an assumption that for this school has got only one category, which is a full border. Then here you provide the fees. So to provide the fees, you click new, and this will give you the description, and you enter the fees. So we are entering the fees for, in our case, we only have one level. So you select the level, then you select the type of, in our case, we only have full border. So these fees that we have provided, it means it's for the level of secondary and the full border. So if you had different levels, then you would be selecting a different level and add a school fees for that particular level. Sometimes you would also have different you can have your fees broken down into different parts. Instead of just having tuition fee, you can have tuition fee, maybe textbook revolving fund, and the other fees that together may add up to something. So you can have all those elements added here. Okay, so apart from that, we can also have other charges. Other charges, you provide another charge that you may want to charge your students, like a school uniform. It's not really a part of school fees, but you can have this one as school uniform. Maybe examination, you actually create them. You can create your own categories, which are for other charges. So you create them using this. I've just created these two. Okay, then the last one, you set the new academic year. For now, I've just set this academic year 2021-2022 first term, but you can set a new academic year. Of course, it will require me to back up my database first before I change the academic year. So before proceeding, it will require me to do so. So it is asking me for a location where I can save my current database. Then after that, I'll be able to set a new academic year. So that's just for precautionary measures, so that if we have anything or have messed up with anything, we can go back to our old data. Okay, but we can edit this academic year using this button here. Okay, anyway, so those are settings which I wanted you to know, and I think to stop this video here, we have made all the settings, and now we can use our application, or we can start registering students or entering students and the other functionalities of the system. So I'll have that one in my second video.